Good evening. Welcome, Mr. Rodriguez, to the Delano Elementary School District. The community voted for you in the hopes that you will always put the children of Delano first. Our board meetings were not always like this. Unfortunately, you have walked into a very broken district. We were not always like this. Actually, the dismantling of our district began when the current superintendent was hired. Before that, we were an excellent school district, a place where employees felt supported, respected, and appreciated. We were a school district where parents were proud to send their children. We were even ahead of the game in implementing the Common Core standards. Now, we're just an empty shell. This is my 4th time sharing concerns and problems that are going on in our district. Nothing has changed, and believe it or not, things are getting worse. Employee morale is at an all-time low. Employee stress levels are at an all-time high. The organization of curriculum is the worst it has ever been. I cannot believe in such a short time, district administration has completely wiped out all the hard work teachers, classified employees, parents, community members, and students have done these past several years. Not once have I spoken about teacher salary or benefits. All of my concerns have been regarding the ill treatment of employees and especially the disorganization of curriculum. As teachers, we are unable to do our jobs because of the lack of support. And because we are unable to do our jobs, our students are suffering. At the last meeting, District Admin blamed many of the problems on the implementation of Common Core. Not true. Although anytime you implement something new, it brings on many struggles. But this current District Admin is making it 10 times worse. During the 2012-2013 school year, kinder and first grade began the implementation of Common Core. I know, because as an SRT at that time, I went to all of the meetings when we unwrapped the standards and teachers began creating materials and assessments. During the 2013-2014 school year, kinder and first grade began administering Common Core assessments, benchmarks, and report cards. There was not the craziness, stress, and disorganization experienced by teachers this year. So blaming Common Core implementation for our problems is patently false. Since most of you still do not see the truth for what it is, here is just a small example of the lack of communication and disorganization of the district. Can you pass these out, please? I'm passing out the assessment calendar for 2014-2015. This is on the website, and before you do any investigation, I have my own copy machine at home, and that's where I copied it. I first want to point out that I do not blame the gate coordinator who somehow got stuck with the responsibility of updating this calendar, nor do I blame any course planners who give the dates to the gate coordinator, because that is not the problem. I'm going to just specify two little things. Look at writing assessments 6th grade. Look at the testing dates for units 1 through 10. What does it say? To be announced, to be announced, to be announced, to be announced. Turn the page. Take a look at ELA assessment 6th grade. What are the dates that I'm supposed to give the assessment? Let's see. To be announced, to be announced, to be announced, to be announced. I'm not even going to go through this because all you got to do is look at it. Do not be fooled the fact that the other grade levels and the other subjects have dates, because nobody's following those dates. It's true. Nobody is following those dates. In fact, the SRT, who's supposed to be the first person to know, so they're the ones responsible for getting the benchmarks and answer sheets and everything ready for teachers to sign out, they don't even know. And it's not at just my school site, it's all school sites because I checked. When was the last time this district has seen board meetings with this many upset and concerned people? I'll tell you. It was when Ron Garcia was superintendent. And I never thought this district could be worse off than when he was leading the district. But it is. By what standard are you evaluating the superintendent and assistant superintendent of curriculum? Our district is the talk of the county. Farmersville and Calexico cannot believe we hired our assistant superintendent of curriculum after they let her go. People throughout the state cannot believe we hired our superintendent, who is also known as Hopping Tony, because he moves from job to job. It serves no purpose to point fingers as to who hired them, but there is still time to fix it. I question, why are some board members still standing behind these people? What do you owe them? Nothing. But you owe the community, and especially the children, everything. Isn't that why you ran for school board? to ensure the children of Delano are receiving the best education possible? It is time to stand up and lead our district. Do the job the community elected you to do. I'm going to tell you, today, this whole weekend was a very exhausting and frustrating weekend. And you look out in the crowd, and I thank all the people that came today in support. There are many people missing tonight, and one of the heartbreaking reasons, when one of them told me, I can't go, Heidi, I can't go because I'm scared. And I mentioned this at the first meeting, that people warned me, be careful what you're doing, Heidi, be careful, retaliation. And I always thought how sad that people were afraid for me, because that's the atmosphere this district has created now. That's the atmosphere that district administrators have created. And when that teacher told me that, at first, I'm going to admit, I was disappointed, I was upset, I can't believe, why are these people scared? But you know what? I'm not upset at the teachers who are scared to come and speak. I'm upset at the leadership, because you are creating the atmosphere. It's you that I'm upset with, not the teachers who are scared. So, I'm going to ask you now, if you want change in district administration, let me hear you say yes.
Yes!
And don't be afraid, because those cameras are your friend. One more time, if you want change in this district administration, let me hear you say yes.
Yes!
And do you